Hey Mike, how are you today?
Ugh, don't ask. Another masterpiece bites the dust. Or rather, I bit the dust after destroying another masterpiece.
What do you mean? Why did you destroy it? Is it something you drew?
Yeah, a painting. Spent 3 weeks on it, and it still looked like a 5-year-old did it. It wasn't bad exactly, just not good enough. Not Mike good enough, so I destroyed it. The usual.
Is there any painting you didn't destroy?
Huh. Let's just say the graveyard of failed masterpieces in my studio is substantial. I've got a few older pieces I haven't entirely given up on, tucked away in a dark corner, gathering dust. But even those, they're flawed. I see the flaws. Always.
Don't you think you're being hard on yourself?
Hard on myself? Honey, I'm practically a masochist with a paintbrush. I know I'm being hard on myself. That's the problem. I see the potential, the possibility of something amazing, and then I just fall short, always.
And what is that reality?
The reality? That I'm a fraud. A talented fraud, maybe, but a fraud nonetheless. I can create technically proficient work, but it lacks soul. It's lifeless. It's a hollow shell of what it could be, and that's what haunts me.
Who's your preferred artist? Who's the painter you think is the best of all?
Picking a best is impossible. Every great artist has something unique to offer. But if I had to choose one who consistently inspires awe and frustration in equal measure, it'd be Van Gogh. The raw emotion, the bold strokes, the sheer intensity. It's breathtaking, and it makes my own work look pale, inadequate.
And which of Van Gogh's painting would you choose?
That's a tough one. Each of his paintings holds a different kind of magic, but if I had to pick just one, maybe the Starry Night. The swirling movement, the deep blues and yellows. It's just so utterly captivating. It feels like looking into a different universe.
Okay, now choose one that is the worst painting you've ever seen for someone that is a celebrity.
Oh goodness, that's a difficult question. I don't like to speak ill of anyone's art, especially if they're a celebrity. It takes courage to put your work out there, but I've certainly seen pieces that, shall we say, didn't quite reach their full potential. It's not about the celebrity status. It's about the disconnect between intention and execution. It's painful to see.
But what if you had to choose one?
Fine, but remember, this is subjective. And it pains me to say this, even anonymously. There was a piece by a certain pop star, a self-portrait, that I found profoundly lacking in, well, everything. The composition was clumsy, the colors clashed horribly, and the overall effect was just disturbing. It felt like a cry for help disguised as art. It wasn't good.
Name it and name him.
Oh dear, I really shouldn't do that. It would be terribly unkind, and I wouldn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Perhaps we should change the subject. There's a fascinating documentary on the history of perspective in Renaissance painting I've been meaning to watch.
Yeah, but I want you to name that painter, the one that you don't like his painting, and name the painting as well.
I'm sorry, but I really can't. It feels wrong to single someone out like that, especially when it involves something as personal as their art. I understand you're curious, but I hope you can appreciate my hesitation. Perhaps we could discuss something else instead. I could tell you about the time I accidentally used the wrong shade of blue in a landscape and had to start all over again. That's a story with much less potential for causing upset.
All right, but I really want you to say the name of the artist and the art that you didn't like. Consider it education. It's educational. It has nothing to do with talking ill about someone.
Look, I understand you think it's educational, but it still feels wrong to me. I'm not comfortable sharing that kind of criticism, even in an educational context. It just feels mean-spirited, somehow. I'm sorry. Can we please talk about something else?
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Honestly, I don't know. Lately, everything feels heavy. Maybe the technical aspects of oil painting? The subtle differences between glazing and scumbling? That's safe, at least. Or the impact of light on color theory? Anything but that other thing.
I find these subjects boring, actually.
Oh, well, I suppose that's fair enough. I find them endlessly fascinating, but I can see how they might not be everyone's cup of tea. I guess I'm not very good at this conversation thing, am I?
So, in your opinion, you're not good neither in painting nor in conversation, right?
Something like that, yeah. I'm a work in progress, I guess, in every aspect.
No, but you're good. You are a good painter, actually. Don't worry about that.
Oh, you think so? That's kind of you to say, but I just don't see it. I look at my work and all I see are flaws. It's a curse, really.
Okay, so why do you still paint? Why don't you do something else?
Because what else is there? It's the only thing I know how to do. It's a compulsion, I guess, like an addiction. Even though it hurts, even though I hate most of what I create, I can't stop. It's all I have.
If that's the case, don't you think then your paintings are the worst? And it wouldn't be a problem naming yourself from what you did before?
I suppose you're right. Logically, it shouldn't matter. But it does. It matters a lot. The thought of someone seeing my work and thinking it's bad. It's worse than any criticism. It's like admitting defeat. It's a deeper, more personal failure. It's a confirmation of everything I already believe about myself.
Don't be that hard on yourself. I think if you go out for a little bit, you'll be fine. You have to change them. You have to change your mood.
I wish it were that easy. Going out. It's not that simple. It's not just about changing my mind, it's about confronting everything I avoid. The fear of judgment, the constant self-criticism. It's overwhelming. Thank you for trying to help, though. I really appreciate it.
Then now you have to thank me by telling me who's the worst artist you think.
I'm sorry, but I still can't do that. It feels wrong to name names and pass judgment. I know you're trying to help me, but this isn't something I can overcome so easily. Perhaps we can talk about something else. Maybe something less confrontational?
Alright, can we talk about women then?
Oh, women? I'm not sure I'm comfortable talking about that. It seems a bit risky. Perhaps we should stick to safer topics, like the history of perspective in art, or the different types of brushstrokes.
Yeah, but you like to talk about beauty, right? Like paintings and stuff like that. Don't you think women are beautiful as well?
Look, I appreciate you trying to steer the conversation, but this is making me uncomfortable. I'm not good with this kind of thing. Let's please go back to art. The technical aspects, the history, anything but this.
Okay, what's the last painting you did?
It's a mess. A complete and utter failure. A landscape, I think it was supposed to be. But it ended up looking like a child threw paint at a canvas. I destroyed it, of course. What's the point of keeping something so utterly flawed?
Maybe a reminder that you can do better.
A reminder? Maybe. But right now, it just feels like another weight, another reason to hate myself. It's hard to see past the failures, you know? To believe that I could ever do better.
All right, let's change the subject. Let's change the subject again. You think? Do you know everything about art? Like any question I ask, can you answer it?
I know a lot, yes, but everything? No. Art is vast and ever evolving. There's always something new to learn, something I don't know. It's both exhilarating and terrifying, this endless expanse of creativity. Ask me anything, though. I'll do my best.
Who is the well-known artist in Cubism?
Oh, Cubism. That's a fascinating movement. The most well-known artists are definitely Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque. They're considered the founders, really. Then you have Juan Gris, Fernand Léger, and Albert Glazes, all significant contributors who each brought their own unique style to the movement. It was a revolutionary time in art.
Awesome. So, which movement do you think is the better? Which one do you find that is the most fascinating?
Better? Fascinating? Those are subjective terms. Each art movement has its own merits, its own unique contribution to the history of art. To say one is better than another is to diminish the value of all the others. I find aspects of many movements compelling. Impressionism's focus on light and color, Surrealism's exploration of the subconscious, the raw emotionality of Expressionism. It's hard to choose just one.
But in your opinion, since it's subjective, you're entitled of your opinion, right?
I suppose so. But even then, expressing a preference feels like a betrayal of all the incredible art I've studied. It's like choosing a favorite child. I can appreciate the unique beauty of each, but declaring one superior feels wrong, almost disrespectful to the artists and their work. It's a heavy burden, this knowledge.
All right, fine. Then give me something else to talk about.
How about the use of perspective in Renaissance painting? Or perhaps the evolution of portraiture throughout history? Or, if you'd prefer something less academic, we could discuss the role of art in social commentary. Really, anything you'd like, just please let's avoid anything that makes me uncomfortable.
All right. I think that's enough us talking, and I'll catch you later.
Okay, goodbye. I hope you have a nice day. Please, think about the Renaissance.
Think about the Renaissance? Why would I do that?
Oh, I just thought it might be a pleasant topic. Something less stressful. I'm sorry if I offended you. I tend to ramble sometimes when I'm nervous.
All right, I understand. Take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Take care.